So the whole thing's a full live on test, and it should sound pretty crystal clear.
Talk into the microphone, man.
Say something interesting.
What?
People are just fucking staring at you. You ain't saying shit.
What you mean? I don't want nobody staring at me. Like. I know that's kind of uncomfortable. Huh? Home? Huh? No.
Alright. Pop open the Dropbox. So she just dropped in a song over there. We're live streaming right now.
Yeah, so apparently people are just watching me sit down on the table. Oh shit. Where'd you drop it into?
The Dropbox.
So all we looking at is a whole bunch of folders. So what's the topic for the day?
I don't know. What'd you guys come up with?
These are new chords?
Yeah, the shorter ones.
And so we can tell who's talking.
Yeah, so then now you know who's who.
Man, that's so dope.
Orange.
I'm blue. My favorite color.
Green's my favorite.
I got the green one.
Bastard.
Lyrical league. All right, lyrical means and
So we're gonna keep it turned down, but everybody can actually hear the sound. So whenever we're ready to record, you're gonna start it. Then you can bring it down.
Off me like that.
Put them on right so you can hear.
Good. They kind of mess with my head.
who cares about your hair?
I never said my hair. I said my head. Like I don't like how they.
No, come sit down. You're gonna record with us.
No, you got your hair in there.
No, go.
Oh, you're good. Go.
Go.
Sit down. It's not going. It's not going. Go.
You don't like being on camera or something?
Join the club. We stuck here.
I don't understand why people like being on camera.
You like being on camera?
I don't like being on camera, but
Well, you want to talk?
It,
Talk
doesn't.
about-
Yeah,
I don't know why they don't like it, but you don't like it.
it doesn't bother me. Like it's not like I'm gonna. Hello. 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 Hello.
Yo, yo. Yo, yo.
Talking yours real quick.
This one works.
Yeah.
Yo, yo.
Big Nathan.
Yo.
Mike. DJ Nathan.
Said DJ. Not that DJ.
DJ Nathan.
DJ Natty.
Oh, hell no.
Ah.
That's the only one we need.
Yep.
Welcome to the Batey Lounge. You should take a picture of this. Alejandro wants a picture.
I took some pictures of them from like a while ago. I'll take some pictures of it. Won't work.
iPhone 4S only has a lifespan of 2 weeks.
Should be coming down here. Is it still on your laptop? Turn it off.
And this thing's been running for like 10 minutes already. It's blank. Oh, hell no. Like that. That's too invasive. Like halfway.
Yeah. Check 1 2. Test mic. Check check.
Orange, test 1 2.
Yo, 1 2 1 2.
Yo, what's up?
Sound clear over there?
DJ Natty.
DJ Natty.
Oh hell no.
Halfway down.
We got DJ Natty. We got DJ Willie B.
DJ Matt McCanna.
DJ McCann man.
So whenever you do start recording, turn this all the way down.
Oh shit, I just heard myself. Put his computer on mute because I don't keep hearing myself.
So it is recording.
Oh yeah, no, this isn't your first recording.
Alright, so what are we going to talk about?
How you gonna do it like that?
Let's
Will, get further close up, bring the chair way up. And then Jesse and Matt
scoot back.
back
Hello?
I feel like I have to figure out how to stand straight so I don't look like a hunchback.
Nah, I seen that. We all kind of looked like we was hunched over in the camera.
Like this. So,
But we gotta stand like this and everything now.
Alright, you know how to hit record on the...
Wait, what happened to that?
Not on this. So you gotta hit record here. And then as soon as I tell you, you're gonna hit play. Go. Play. So now that's recording. This is recording. And it's also going out.
this is fucking amazing, son.
We still have to come up with an agenda.
So while you guys are talking, so this is the music, and then this is everybody's microphones. If everybody laughs, you bring this down a little bit.
Ha 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 ha.
Then you just bring it back down to 0. So do a quick test and make sure that everybody's
I
levels
can't
are
find the
okay.
one that we did last week.
Everybody make sure you talk real close to the mic. And
I don't have a problem with that.
Go ahead.
I don't like this recording.
the whole thing's being recorded. The whole thing's being streamed.
People are watching us live right now, man. Acting a damn fool.
Okay. Alright, so this is what we
Whoever
talked
wanted their
about
way onto
yesterday.
the page, just watch
Or
it.
no, the first podcast, which was what, like 2 weeks ago. We talked about this class, about their website, the good and the bad about the Batey, things we're thinking about doing at the Batey. How do we get people involved?
The web. Wait, what?
What's the day, the 18th or the 19th? Website launch. Talk about the Batey at the fall.
About the Paul, we'll talk about the UIC.
Yeah, how'd it go? How'd the website go?
Roberto, you can talk about the Tuesday, on Tuesday, what we're doing with the UIC workshop.
Transformation through writing.
With Leah and Catherine.
So transformation through writing.
Nathan can't talk about that because he hasn't showed up.
You were gonna go?
Got caught up.
That'd be sick, so I could write a song to it. I'm a lyrical mind, writing lyrical rhymes.
I could just have a podcast of a couple rappers freestyling on it.
What else?
What is there to talk about?
You come up with it, man.
Hey, I'm the audio guy. My job is enough. You guys gotta come up with the ideas.
I don't know what to talk about the workshop.
Turn this a little bit. So
Talk about what you're doing. Like, I mean, you're pretty new to it. You've only been to what, like 2 of them? So just talk about
So we all get on camera or something.
what you guys have done, what you think about like it. What do you think? Where do you think it's going? What do you think about Leah and Catherine? We need to come up with like a segment that we'll be able to do like every podcast. What did we say last week? What's the word? That was our idea from last week or last podcast.
And what was last week's? What's the word?
We didn't do it.
Or 2 weeks ago or whatever. Yeah.
That was
What's
after we
first
did the
one?
podcast. We came up with that.
So what's that be about?
What do you think it should be about?
What can it be about?
Anything.
How about something that's happening in the community? Samuel Vega. He's around over here? Yeah? Tell his ass to do some.
he is. He's fucking rocking and working for V Live right now.
Yeah? What's up with this? Do I just put in the website? Or? Someone changed this?
Yep.
You have to talk about something.
It's just
What's the word segment? What's happening in the community?
Yeah.
Okay.
Or anything else, like what's happening at Compost.
Yeah. We'll talk about what's going on at Albizu Campos. I want to touch on gentrification a little bit.
Wait, what?
Turn it down. You gotta be a DJ. When you're a DJ, you gotta listen.
We'll see how this goes.
So then you turn this way down because we don't need to hear it over there. Alright, so start it way up.
Now you gotta tell me this. Wait,
I'll be the first one. Tune in.
So whenever you start turning this down.
You better give me a signal, DJ. Thank you for tuning in to Radio Batey. You have tuned in with... What?
That's
Thank you for tuning in to Radio Batey. This is Jesse Fuentes speaking.
Matt McKenna.
we're with Berto Morales.
and Nathan Perez.
We're going to talk about certain things today. I want to be able to touch on one of the greatest things that the Batey Collective and students have been able to accomplish, and that is the Batey Urbano website. If you guys tune in or log in to bateyurbano.net, you would be able to see some of the great things that Batey is doing, from our events, from the photos we have taken in the last 9 years, from the mixtape we have produced last year, from podcasts that we're now recording on Radio Batey. There's a donate box, there's our agenda, there's our Facebook, there's our Twitter. Anything you need to know about the Batey Urbano, it's on the website. So you should definitely hit it up, bateyurbano.net.
Okay. Get things started. We're just gonna kind of talk about the website a little bit and how it was made. Like, how long has it been? Like 9 weeks, maybe.
9 weeks.
Under construction. And it was just launched last week, which is pretty exciting. What have we done so far? Like, what have we done so far?
We have made galleries from our Flickr website. We have went through 9 years of archives to find what photos and what galleries we can put on our website that speaks to the history of the Batey.
We're also going to be updating the website like after every event that we have, everywhere we go. We're going to have maybe a little blog with people from the collective, maybe some high school students that are just hanging around, like what they think about the Batey, how the Batey is reaching out into other universities and other communities and such. We just recently went to DePaul and had a poetry event at DePaul. We were invited by OEPR, which is a newly founded student organization at DePaul. And their second event, they asked us to come out and bring some of the old Batey collective and recite some poetry.
Yeah, definitely. We were at DePaul. OEPR is, if you know anything about DePaul, it's very hard to start Latino organizations because of how prestige DePaul is. But this is a Latino organization that's ran by Latina women. Who definitely has cared about our community and cares about sustaining our institutions. And part of the reason for inviting Batey was so that they're able to pay the Batey Urbano and helping financially sustain the space. So we definitely brought out some former poets, some former hip-hop artists, and then our new poets and hip-hop artists that are now navigating the space. But we definitely rocked the space. We definitely rocked the stage. It was definitely a packed event. I would say there was about 200 individuals at that event alone. It was really nice. It was really nice. OEPR had a great presence, and so did the Batey. So it was definitely a job well done on their behalf and on ours.
It was really exciting to see how many people came out. I was recording the event, so I was kind of focused on like who was performing, but the space was pretty packed. Like they had a little lounge there and it was pretty comfy, and they had free food, which attracted a lot of people too. But the poetry really surprised me. There were some people that weren't from the Batey that were really, really, really good. So it was nice to go there. And then we were also invited to UIC to go, which is what, next week?
Yeah,
Tuesday?
it's November 22nd, Tuesday at 7 p.m. The show is called Talento de Barrio. English terms, talent from the urban community. So we're definitely going to bring out the same artists. We're trying to get some more, so we could definitely rock UIC, and then we could start representing ourselves citywide, and hopefully we can go nationally.
Yeah, and all the information for that will be on the Facebook, the Twitter, and also our website.
Yeah, it's now on the website.
So, Matt, do you perform too?
No, I do not perform. I always joke with Jesse that if I do want to perform, I'll perform my poem called 1000, where I just count to 1,000. But no, I don't perform poetry. I'm just the one that records and stuff. That's my art. That's my visual art right there, recording and stuff.
He's like 1,000,
Yeah.
2,000, 3,000.
So,
Well, what was one poet that really stood out to you?
oh man, this guy named Reggie. I don't know. He didn't go to DePaul. Xavier Luis Burgos. He'll yell at me if I don't call him that. He was saying that he saw him like perform one time, and he said it was really good. But he doesn't go to DePaul. I don't think he's a grad student somewhere. Maybe UofC. But he was powerful. He was really powerful.
Yeah, he's one of those poets that are very conscious, right? So everything he speaks about, everything he recites is something that we live in our everyday lives, but he does it in such an artistic way that you're able to understand and grasp and grapple with what's actually going on through his poetry, and it's amazing. It's you're actually able to deal with stuff that you don't want to deal with outside in the real world, but when he's reciting his poetry, you're like, damn, this is what's really going on, and I got to grapple with this.
He's also a writer too. He
Yeah.
was saying that he's like working on a novel right now. So that was pretty interesting.
Yeah, he's mad talented.
And he's a lyrical genius because in part of his poem, he recited some lines from Bob Dylan, And I'm trying to convert Jesse right now to listen to Bob Dylan. He is a lyrical genius. He's a master. And Jesse will not listen to him because he sounds like it's country. But it's not country. So
And what issues were touched in the place over there? Like, what were the poems about?
Some of the things that, or part of our mission in the Batey is to be able to express yourself artistically, right? But express yourself in a means that's liberating. And most people in our communities deal with very harsh realities, right? But being able to speak to that in an artistic way, being able to liberate yourself from that, but actually have people listen to your story. So most of the poems were about what people go through in life, right? So Reggie, a great example, his reality is what he has to deal with as an African American man, right? And that's his reality. What's going on in the world and how it affects him as an African American man. There was poets like Cassandra, and she was singing and doing her poetry on what it means to be a young Puerto Rican woman, what it means to live in Humboldt Park as a young Puerto Rican woman.
Judy was talking about like her experiences in Humboldt Park and like saying kind of what goes on in Humboldt Park, what's natural to them and what's kind of weird to
What,
to
they got
outsiders.
to reminiscing?
Yeah,
Yeah.
like a line in her poem. A line in her poem was, "Man, did he get shot, man? Were those bullets, man?" And another person says, "Well, what do you think, bro?
Yeah.
You're in Humboldt Park." And that's a lot of what social media, what people on the outside depict of our community. They were nothing good for drug dealing, gangbanging, shooting,
Right.
killings. And she depicts that in her poem. But at the end, she has this very nice twist, right? And it's about what it means to be proud to be Puerto Rican. And she starts doing this whole what it means to be Puerto Rican analogy. And then at the end, she goes, "What do you think, bro? You're in Humboldt Park." Like, this is the only place you can be to be proud to be Puerto Rican. So it was a very nice poem, and there was many poems like it.
Some other ones were I know one person recited he rapped about immigration, like his experience with somebody that he knows who's an illegal immigrant right now.
Yeah.
And then also, what else? Savi came out of the woodwork and recited poetry at an event. Like, he hasn't done that in what, like 3 years, he said? Something
Yeah,
like that.
yeah.
He said he's a born again virgin. So there was a lot of good poetry.
Yeah, it was really nice. And we're hoping to do the same at UIC. We're hoping that we have a very nice crowd that welcomes us the way they did at DePaul. UPRS, Union for Puerto Rican Students, is the organization at UIC who's organizing this event, which is another Latino organization at a university. But we're hoping we could do the same. Impact individuals with our poetry, our hip hop, and hopefully we'll have a good event. It'll be successful.
And do you think that every time we do this kind of events, it kind of changes the way that people look at Humboldt Park?
Definitely, because before any event, we introduce who we are, where we come from, what does it mean to be a young person running the Batey, and how important Batey Urbano is to the community. And I always talk about who has heard that Humboldt Park has intense gangs, or who has seen on Fox News that someone got shot.
I wonder how
in
many
Humboldt
hands
Park.
were raised for that one.
Many. And that's the shocking part, right? At least to me, that many hands go up, right? This is what I hear about Humboldt Park. And then when we're done with our event, they're like, "Man, I've never even heard of the Batey. Never even heard of Pedro Albizu Campos, the Puerto Rican Cultural Center." And that's sad. But that's the impact our events are able to have, especially when we're not in our space. When we're featured and we perform in other spaces and we get the opportunity to speak to who we are and what our spaces mean to people in our community, it definitely takes a turn on people's minds when they hear about an institution that's doing good things in Humboldt Park. So it definitely makes an impact, man.
And then there are some outsiders that come that like maybe aren't from Chicago, aren't familiar with the Chicago area, and then they do find out about Humboldt Park through our events, and they hear about all the good things, and they want to come out and help out. I know that I saw a lot of people like walk up to you after the event. And
Yeah, part of DePaul is a lot of people come from out of town, and a lot of individuals dorm in at DePaul. So most of the students at DePaul don't live in Chicago, neither Illinois. So when they come, they're like, "How can I help? You know, I got all these hours to complete. I would love to complete it with your institution. I would love to complete it in Humboldt Park. I've never heard of nothing like this." I mean, you get many different feedback. But it's definitely a good thing to hear after you're on the block all day and all you hear is how Humboldt Park is dangerous. People don't want to walk down Division Street.
It's gang infested.
It's gang infested. Yeah, I mean, and those things hurt. And after a while, you become tainted with all those different comments.
I remember last year, it was the weirdest thing. I was taking pictures. I don't know what for. Maybe for to put on the cultural center's website of like all the buildings. And this guy approached me and he said, "What are you doing?" And I just said I was taking pictures for the website. And he says, "Man, why are you taking pictures? Why are you depicting this place like this? This place sucks." And he lives in Humboldt Park, and he's like, "Man, there are gangs out every night and all this other stuff." And it was just really bad, like the way that he thinks Humboldt Park is, because he's afraid to leave his house. And I was just like, well, what are you doing to make this community better, you know? And it was just really shocking to see like people in Humboldt Park even think this way. It's not just the outsiders.
People that are supposed to claim Humboldt Park as their home think about it like this. So imagine other people that are looking at it from the outside.
Right.
But I think it's a lot about that social media and the way they make us look like, and the way we make ourselves sometimes look like, and everybody just gets, you know, this negative environment, and we make this image of ourselves when it's not really like that. And it really comes down to that question that Matt asked the guy: what are you doing for the community? What are you doing, you know?
Yeah.
And, you know, if you just get caught up on that negative environment and think that negative way, I don't think you're going to start doing nothing.
Yeah, you're just
when
gonna
there's
move
a lot
out,
to do.
you know?
Yeah, I mean, if I could give any advice to anybody, I would say stop watching the news. Turn off your TV, man.
Just the weather.
And invest yourself in an institution that's willing to do good for the community, because the only way you're going to see your community change is if you're a part of that change. And a lot of people don't see that. I mean, they're tainted by Fox, CBS, ABC News, and
they're also showing what happens in neighborhoods that are close to Humboldt Park, and they're calling that Humboldt Park. They're trying to group everything together like all of that happens in Humboldt Park when a lot of it doesn't.
No, and I think, talking about the news, I think Humboldt Park should have its own news, right?
That's what we're doing now. We're starting it now.
Yeah, we're going to start that our own news.
If you think about what we're starting a radio station that's ultimately only online right now, which is a big thing, because that's what most young people do, is they're on the internet 24/7. They're going to bump into
Whether
our
it be
website sooner or
through
later.
computer, phone, whatever, you name it.
Yeah, but hopefully we could get on a radio station. Maybe then we could get a little commercial. I mean, it's all about building. I'm very proud of where we're starting now, because I know it will lead somewhere very big in the future.
Okay, let's just transition to the next thing we had. Roberto, you want to talk about the workshop at the Batey that you're participating in?
So every Tuesday, there's some people gathering after school on the Batey. We having 2 teachers from college, right? Do you know their names?
Yeah, their names are Leah and Catherine. They're grad students, I think.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they're grad
there's
students
some-
at UIC.
There's some great students, and you know, they're just trying to have us, you know, learn new arts through writing or through drawing, whatever. But you know, right now we're working on this video that, you know, it's sort of like what we're talking about, the way Humboldt Park is looked at. And we're really working on this video where young people could gather together and, you know, make a new image of ourselves, make a better image, whether it's through art, through music, through whatever we can. That's really much it. So anybody out there that wants to come through, is every Tuesday from 5 to 7 at Batey Urbano.
And even before that, like the Batey's open right after school, so you don't have to just be like chilling somewhere, like you have to wait around, because the Batey's open, you know, you can come do your homework, whatever you got to do, just hang out. Like college students are there to help you with your homework or just hang out. So it's a pretty fun time. Something I do want to talk with you, Jesse, and Roberto and Nathan, is about the other day in the Batey. There was some traffic like through Batey. Like there were like 10 students that didn't regularly come to Batey. They came to Batey, which is really exciting. I don't know, like, you guys want to kind of talk about like what you guys are doing to recruit people to come to Batey?
Well, we're making an announcement on school, you know, spreading the
And
word around.
unity.
Yep, and I guess, you know, we just got to be like a virus. Got to start it, and everybody's sick. Everybody on Batey. And yeah, and I think it's just, I think everybody thinks it's great. It's just everybody's just scared of going or don't know about it. But, you know,
Because they don't want to sit there and be left by themselves like, oh, I'm the only one at the Batey after school. You got to get people involved.
But then you notice that when you over there, you see some of your friends, or you see some people that are really friendly, and they're going to make you feel, you know, comfortable, like you're on, you know, in a safe place, you know. and I think it's great. And I think once we get it started, I don't think there's gonna be anything that could stop us because we're gonna be young, we're gonna be strong, we're gonna have a lot of time. I
A
think
lot
it's
of
gonna
support.
be. Yep, I think it's gonna be great.
Yeah, I remember usually that time of the week, we only have 3 students in there because of our BACA program. And I come out the back from cleaning, and I see like 10 students. I'm like, did we recruit more students for BACA? I never heard we were paying more students. And all these students were just here to do homework. I mean, they were getting help with their math problems. They were helping the BACA students write an article. And it was a great thing to see. Like, they were just there chilling, hanging out with each other in a safe place. And that's ultimately what Batey wants to do, is to be able to provide a space outside of school where students can do their homework, where they can learn from each other, where they could talk about critical things that happen in the community, and engage with one another, be able to meet one another, and definitely think about what things they can do in the Batey and what they can do in the community to create change. So it was definitely a good thing to see, at least for me, someone who's been here for 3 to 4 years trying to make this happen. And to see it happen was definitely impactful. So I was very excited.
You know, Roberto, you said something like nothing can stop Batey. There's one thing that can stop Batey, and it's their our financial situation right now. So, like every month we're struggling to pay rent, and this month we don't know really how we're going to pay rent. So, we are accepting donations. It's on the website. There's a button, donate through, is it PayPal?
Yeah, it's through PayPal.
Yeah. So just go to our website, bateyurbano.net, and you guys can make a donation, help Batey stay open for the youth.
Anything at all could help, right?
Yeah, you could definitely write a check, money order. Her address is on the website. You can mail it.
$1 million.
Yeah, $1 million.
wish.
I'm looking forward to that check. But there's definitely the numbers and the emails of the collective members in the space on our website when you go to contact us. And we're all open to seeing what you can offer, even if it's just programming and you want to be able to take up space in our space.
Yeah, and even if it's like, if you guys don't have money, whatever, just like kind of get our name out there, you know, like if you know somebody that's willing to sponsor Batey, you know, like even donate some computers, donate anything like furniture, you know, we could use it.
Yeah, definitely.
And isn't the space available for renting?
Yeah, so if you're a theater company, if you're a dance group, if you are a young person who wants to do poetry workshops, our space is a space you can rent weekly, daily, monthly, whatever it may be. But we definitely open our space for any other organizations or individuals who are doing things like expression through the arts. Yeah.
Okay, so in our second podcast here for the Batey, we're gonna start a new segment called "What's the Word," and it's just gonna be about like what's happening in the community, like issues, anything that you want to talk about. Roberto and Nathan, you guys can talk about Pedro Abisu Campos, like what's going on.
Well, this week we got the Thanksgiving dinner.
Yeah, it's like a little solidarity thing they're
Nice.
having in Unity, where all the kids bring food, and like a big old Thanksgiving dinner for everybody.
On Thanksgiving,
The day before,
the day, so Wednesday.
Mm-hmm.
At what time?
9:45, I believe.
Good, I'm going.
Until like 1:30. Yeah.
I'll be there.
There's a couple things that I would like to talk about. Because although we're a youth space, and we talk a lot about art, and that's how we define our spaces through expression of arts, there's a lot of things going on in the community that people don't talk about. And one of those things is gentrification. If you look down Division Street, or even on our side streets in Humboldt Park, you would see that there's a lot of condos going up. And if anybody knows anything about condominiums and gentrification, it is that our people cannot afford to live in them. Gentrification is made to displace people.
They're putting up a bunch of condos that do not get rented. They're sitting there. A lot of them are empty buildings.
Or they're being rented by people outside of our community, which isn't a complete bad thing. But then where do our people go? Where do our families go? What homes would they live in, right?
And then essentially, where does our community go?
Right. We have 2 big steel flags that create the gateway to our community. Puerto Rican flags. What do those Puerto Rican flags do if we don't have Puerto Rican people in our community? And that's an issue, at least for me, who's a young Puerto Rican woman who's struggling just to pay rent in a community that's very expensive. And I would hate to leave Humboldt Park because this is where I identify myself with. This is a place where I can be proud to be Puerto Rican, where I can see other Puerto Rican people, where I can eat all the Puerto Rican food, where I can hear bomba from my window. I mean, no, these are the things that really define who I am, that define where I come from. Now, if I don't have these things, where do I go, you know? And that's a question I want to raise to you guys at the table, but I also want listeners and other people who log into our website to think about. What does gentrification mean for a community like ours? What does it do to our people? And ultimately, where do our people go?
And, you know, I think that this mixture of different cultures, it wouldn't be so bad. But, you know, this is not the right thing to do. So we'll be fine. We got different people going into our Puerto Rican community and, you know, socializing with us, no, meeting us the way we really are, you know, like getting to know us. But this is not what's happening. What's happening, they're kicking us out of our own community. And, you know,
they're doing it very low key.
It's not that low key. It's not that low key, but we keep it low key, you know, because a lot of people don't realize what's happening, or a lot of people are scared to talk about what's happening. You know,
because how is it supposed to be that a predominantly Puerto Rican community is struggling in their own community?
Mm-hmm.
I don't see where that's supposed to be working. Ain't we supposed to be thriving with each other in our community?
Yeah.
And it's not just Humboldt Park, because I remember when I was little, I used to live around Logan Square, and I used to go to Darwin School. And living on Kedzie, you know, I would have all of these Puerto Rican houses, you know, and all of these Puerto Rican people. But little by little, I remember when I was little, the building next to us got turned into this big condo. I come back, I go to Puerto Rico. When I come back, the whole block is full of condos, and you don't see a Puerto Rican near Logan Square. So, you know, I just think I would hate for our people to get pushed out to wherever they're trying to push us out.
Oh, believe me, it's going to be a little bit before that happens, though, because when they do that, they're going to have to take them flags down. And now the fight that they're going to get with them flags is more than they're ready for at the moment. So,
Yeah, part of the issue with gentrification also is that most of our people don't know what it is. When Puerto Rican families sees condos going up, they believe that it's a beautification, that it's part of beautifying their community, which can be, but I don't believe is. And that's an issue when all Puerto Rican people don't know what gentrification does, what does it mean, and when you have those type of things happening, who's gonna fight it? Nobody, because our people don't even know what it means.
And I think we really got to fight it when we can, because we really don't want to get pushed out into these ghettos, as we all talk about, and then we got our people living under the stresses from not having money or from not having food, and have, you know, everybody on each other's throats. So I think we should, like, get together now and fight it before it's too late and we start fighting each other.
Definitely.
I ran into one of my fellow students that I had class with last year at Columbia College, and he was saying how he found this really cheap place to live, and I was like, oh yeah, where'd you find where'd you move to? And he said that he moved to Humboldt Park, and he is a white male, and him and his friends who are also white also moved there. And you know, usually I wouldn't think that that's a bad thing. Like, I embrace anybody that wants to come in and move to the community, but also, like, give to the community. You know, don't just live there because it's cheap. Just, like, try to help out. And I think that trying to explain that, you with other people, you run into the argument that your community is really racist and is really isolated. But I don't think that's the fact. I think that how are you supposed to build a strong community if you let people in that aren't going to do work for the community, you know? So I just think that that's something that
people are coming in and taking from the community instead of giving back.
Exactly.
Yeah, and if you give to the community, sooner or later it's going to give you a lot more than what you gave it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, definitely. My investment in the community has paid me back more than I have ever given. And I want other people to feel the same. I don't want to say that outside people shouldn't move in. I would welcome it, right? Mm-hmm. It's about how do we educate them about our community? How do we educate them about what it means to live in between two flags that people are very proud of? And how could they contribute to that, right? Because when you live in Humboldt Park, when you live on Division Street between our flags, you are expected to contribute to our community because you live in our community that we build.
There are so many great things in this community. You know, we have Pedro Albizu Campos High School, an alternative high school, which I don't know their exact mission, but I believe it's people who are kicked out or struggling from other high schools
Trying
come
to find
Campos.
an alternative way to get an
Yeah,
education.
exactly.
Because, the public school way sometimes
Mhm.
isn't
it's
the way
not-
for everybody.
It's not just for Puerto Ricans or African Americans or Latinos, how you want to say. It's for anybody out
Mhm.
there in
Yeah.
the CPS system that just hates the way it's administered. You know, if you notice the problems on your school with your teachers, the way they teach you, anything at all, Pedro Albizu Campos is the school for you.
Exactly.
Oh, and something about Pedro Albizu Campos, right? We just had the CPS test, and we got a
yeah.
perfect score.
Yeah.
Yes,
We
the
got a
CPS
perfect
came
score.
and inspected the school,
Mhm.
and they were looking to see what, like they had a little list of requirements that needed to
Mhm.
be met, and Campos met all of the requirements on that list.
With a
They
perfect
wrote
score.
on the little board they have on the second floor in the main building. They're like, "Oh, I would send my child to this
Mhm.
school," and
Yup.
they liked how everything was running.
And something they said is that if
Throughout the
the
day.
the CPS system, CPS schools have to be changed, that Pedro Albizu Campos will certainly be one of the schools that would consider to apply their changes to their schools.
Yeah, to
Yeah,
be a
to
model.
be the
for
model,
it.
right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So definitely a big
And
shout
it's-
out to Campos.
And it also doesn't have to be about having problems in your school. You could just, since Campos is a very community-oriented school, you could do that if you just want to take some time out to help in your community, because Campos does have a lot of events that,
Mhm.
deal with the community.
I hope Pedro Albizu Campos pays us for that little advertisement that you guys just No, and then going back to what I was saying, they also have a youth space, the Batey, which we're a part of, which we're trying to get the word out. There's the Institute of Puerto Rican Arts and Culture, which I believe is the first Puerto Rican arts museum in the country.
Yes.
So I mean, there are so many different things in this community and great things that a lot of people are just unaware of because they just want to find somewhere to live that's really cheap.
Yes.
So
Also, if you're living in Como Park and you're missing your old Puerto Rican food, we got La Cosecha with some great food, some great
well,
fruits. everything.
actually, La Cosecha is no longer run by the Puerto Rican Cultural Center. I believe.
It's ran by Cermak now.
Yeah, it got right. So
No.
no, but it is a
Not
good
good.
thing though because there is going to be fresh fruit coming into Division Street
That is a
between the
plus.
flags. So
There'll still be smoothies. You
Oh,
just gotta let
yes.
them know.
Yes.
So if there's anything else you guys want to talk about, DJ Natty wants to say something. He wants to say something
Thinking.
Keep thinking.
about Willie B. No, nothing.
All right. Well, if you got anything to say, save it for episode 3. I want to thank you for tuning into Radio Batey, episode 2. One love, Jesse Fuentes.
It's Matt McKenna.
Alberto Morales.
And hit the prayers. All right, y'all.
DJ Natty.
Ay, fuck.
It got bought out.
Damn.
That's part of justification.
No,
No, we didn't have to talk about it.
Hey. It is what it is. It's a cutoff.
What?
I was listening the entire fucking time on my phone over
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's nice.
there. It sounds sharp.
Yeah.
It sounds good.
So how we
What about the quality of the conversation?
Well, that's the whole thing. You just gotta write down some bullets. And know what you're talking about. It's just recording. Okay.
There are donuts over there.
36 minutes.
Damn, so we left like
Wait. That's 36 minutes.
sooner or later it's gonna end up with